Hello, this is Nick from Prestman doing a video walkthrough of our 2020 Toyota Sienna. So what I'm going to do is we're going to walk all the way around. We're going to check for any dents, scratches, any kind of blemishes on the outside. Then we're going to go inside, go over some of the features, make sure everything's, working properly. And then finally we'll pop the hood so we can evaluate just a little bit in the engine bay, just for good measure. So first impressions are really good, actually. Normally you'd expect to see a little bit of rock chipping up here in the front, but I'm not really seeing anything. So starting off strong, but let's start going around and see if there's anything that we can find. Looks like you have a little scuff right in here. So it's not catching my finger, it's not quite a scratch. So you might just be able to clean it off. But nonetheless, good to know, good to know. Tires on here are in extremely good condition. Wow, they must have changed those out fairly recently, so that's awesome. That is, oh, never mind, that's just dirt. I thought we found something, but 'twas not so. See, looks like you have a little bit of another scuff right in here. Let me see if it'll focus in. There you go, so right in there. Very minor, but again, it's good to know. It's always good to know. So I'm just popping the trunk with the key fob here. And of course you got your handy dandy folding seats up in here, as well as your floor mats. Let's actually move these over real quick, just so we can demo the seat. So it's pretty easy. Cool. Now we'll close it with the button this time. Sweet. So on the back here, there's a little bit of scratching right down in there. Again, it's not catching my finger, so you could probably just buff it out, but there we go. The back windows are still open. That's funny. Just another small scratch right in there. All right, well, as far as the exterior goes for 2020, it's actually really good. I'll give it a 9 out of 10, but let's hop in the inside and see what we can find in there. First of all, we're gonna check the doors. Again, I open it with the key fob. So back seats are in very good condition. Wow, okay. I'm not seeing any rips, any dents, any tears, any stains, any discoloration, really anything. So that's pretty impressive. This over here is the fun seat, which can swivel out and get on the ground like you saw on the pictures, but most of the time is just a normal seat. So pretty cool. The buttons to do that are right there. And then you also have a key fob here to drop it down as well. But again, you don't have to use that. So let's hop in the front. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn the car on, obviously, but when I turn it on, I'm going to leave the camera up here on the dash. That way, if there's any kind of warning lights or anything weird popping up, you'll be the first to know. So let's check it out. All right. So it looks like we've got 3 lights up right now. The first is the seatbelt light, which is correct. The second is the gas light, which is also correct. And the last is the brake light, which again is correct. Other than that, everything up here looks super, super solid. Just double checking. Yep. So other than that, obviously up here you're going to have your pre-collision system, blind spot monitor, all the other fun driving features. So that's cool. As far as interior features go, you have a lot of them. So I'm going to go a little bit fast just for the sake of time, so this video isn't like 30 minutes long. But over here you have your parking sensors on. We're going to close the rear vents real quick. So those are the ones that we saw earlier in the back. So that's working great. Up top you're also going to have a nice sunroof, which I'll be honest, the sunroof is not the most useful feature in the world, but they're really cool. Like I like sunroofs quite a bit. I think they're a ton of fun. Let's make sure your AC is blowing. Let's do... There we go. Very, very nice. Cool. So pretty straightforward there. Here's where you toggle most of the pre-collision system, lane departure, and all some of those fun things. Up here, let's double check your audio as well. Sweet. So you're also going to be able to connect to your maps. You also should be able to have Bluetooth on here as well. Connect your phone. And this one has a CD player, which frankly most cars don't have a CD player now. So if you want to play CDs, this is the one. It's kind of a rarity nowadays. So just dotting our I's and crossing our T's here. Let's make sure the mirrors are moving beautifully. Let's check the other one. Majestic. Windows roll down, windows roll up, down and up. Perfect, perfect. And then just obviously locks work, so that's cool. Other than that, you can also do the power doors, turn off the power doors up here, which is kind of useful sometimes, so we like that. You have your heated seats down here, which are both working great. Oops. There you go. Plug-ins, and on and on and on. So there's no shortage of features in here, but for the sake of time, actually let's pop the doors real quick just to make sure we can. All right, we'll check the other one as well. Pop the trunk. Beautiful, beautiful. And let's close them all up too. Cool. So everything's working great. Anyway, we can go over features all day, but for the sake of time, we'll probably call that there. For now, let's pop the hood in the engine bay. We'll check that out real quick, and that should be good for our video. Alright, so before we hop in too much into here, I just want to show you around real quick. So here's a quick look at some of our lot. This is maybe like 30% of our cars. So we got more over on the other side of the building over there, as well as that building over there. And then we also just bought up all that gravel over there. But it's now a vacant lot, but we just had to knock down a building. So we're expanding, which is cool. We sell more cars here than any independent dealer in the state. We've been around for 34 years, which for this vehicle isn't as important, but I feel like when you're buying from out of state, it's nice to know a little bit about who you're working with that we didn't open up, last year. We've been around for some time, and we're one of the highest rated dealers in the state as well, which is nice for you. That one you probably do care about. But anyway, let's take a quick look under the hood. I don't know how mechanically inclined you are or aren't, but regardless of how much you know about what's under the hood, you should always look underneath just to double check. Even if you don't know anything about cars, you at least know what neglect looks like. So things you want to be looking for, you want to be looking for excessive amounts of rust in here, anything that should be silver but is inexplicably brown. That's not great. Also look around, see if there's like spider webs and junk all over everything. That's also not great. We don't like that as much. But one thing you can also look for is, so a lot of the dust on here, because there's going to be dust on any car, that's fine. You want to see if it looks disturbed. Like people have been going through it, touching it, working on it, taking care of it. I don't know if you can tell on this one, my camera's not the best quality, but this one definitely has been gone through quite a bit. So you can see a lot of handprints and stuff on there, some smudges here and there from people that have been doing work on it, which is good. So if you are mechanically inclined, we can go into a little bit more detail, but we'll keep this video pretty user-friendly for now. Suffice to say, when you pop the hood of an engine bay, this is exactly what you want to see. So if you have any other questions or there's something that I missed, just let me know. I'm happy to show you anything on here. But for now, this is your new Sienna.